Hi everyone, welcome to Border Text with stewiejp. I'm Stewie, you're not, and either or any of these blokes. Kick back, relax, take off your shoes if you need to, because today's video is going to be a bit of a long one. 4 replays, 4 Tier 10 Tank Destroyer replays in today's extravaganza, featuring some Tier 10s. Of course, the E3, which you can see now, my old mate Napalmer from PyroClan. Now, before you do anything else, check out the link down below. Napalmer streams on Twitch live a lot of the time, a lot of evenings, Australia time, and is streaming out of Australia, is in PyroClan. He knows what he's doing. He's very, very good, so hit pause now. Check out that link down the bottom, twitch.tv/the Napalmer, I think it is. It'll be down there in the description. Throw him a follow, a subscription, all that kind of jazz. Check him out. He knows what he's doing. He's in the T110E3. The T110E3 is the Tier 10 American tank destroyer, the one with no turret. And when he sent me this replay, there was a lot of missions for base experience, for damage done, for damage blocked, in order to get a free Tier 8 premium Italian auto reloading medium tank. Now, of course, that mission was going on. Napalm actually suggested to me, I was trying to do the block damage missions, and he actually suggested to for me to try it in this tank, and this is probably why. Check this one out. This is going to be an absolute ripper. 3 of today's 4 replays are going to feature 10,000 damage battles. That's right, 10,000 damage done. Not talking about the damage blocked missions, although at the time I believe that's what Napalm was trying to do. Block 4,000 hit points of damage in this tank to get his missions completed, to get himself a free Tier 8 premium Italian auto reloading medium tank. I'm going to really have trouble saying that when I finally pick up mine, which I'll be picking mine up tomorrow, but tomorrow as in tomorrow when I'm recording this, not tomorrow when you're watching it. But anyway, back to Paris. 1 zips a score. He's already landed 795 hit points of damage. I don't think this one's going to penetrate. I don't reckon it does. Yes, it does. And of course, not sure what's happening on the other side of the map. If you haven't, if you watch the chat, you can see a T-34, the Tier 8 Premium American Heavy Tank. He's turned blue and consequently been killed by the STI. He was clearly having a bit of a disagreement with them. I think whereabouts is the STI? Down in the south, I dare say. But anyway, enough about that. Napalm has blocked 440 hit points of damage. He's done nearly 2.5. And looking for another cheeky shot into that Emil. Surprised the round went through that gap there, let alone it didn't penetrate. But that Emil too will be pretty happy there, bouncing a few shots. It's always a little bit daunting when the T110E3 aims his gun at you. Of course, Napalmer has got high explosive APCR rounds loaded, I should say, which is premium for this vehicle. 155mm gun. That would be a very daunting sight indeed. 750 alpha damage, 375 penetration. That's premium. 295 with armor piercing rounds, which is standard. He's also got some high explosive rounds there. Keep an eye on that. He might load 1 or 2 of them later on in the game. That's 1100 alpha damage. Only 90 penetration, as you get with your HE rounds. His team's in a little bit of trouble as he picks up another round. That brings his damage count up to 3,000 hit points. Cops a shot from the Emil, 2 at Tier 9, taking his hit points down to 1232. Still a manageable amount of hit points up his sleeve, but of course he doesn't want to lose too much more, so it looks like he may have to start carrying this game sooner or later. The score's 3-5. He's blocked 2,000, so not looking too bad for his mission to get the Italian Tier 8 Premium Auto Reloading Medium Tank, the Progetto M3546. Anyway, let's go. 3-6 is the score, 3,500 damage done, 2,500 damage blocked. Cops a damaging shot from the Kranwagen. And just biding his time here, down to 769 hit points, which is a little bit concerning, given that he's trying to block damage. But also the scoreboard, a little bit concerning, 3-6 on Paris. Still, Napalmer's damage that he's done isn't looking too bad. He's down to 458 hit points now. The AMX M449 didn't really get out of there when he had the chance and gets derped out, giving Napalmer his first kill and bringing his deck count up to nearly 5,000 hit points. And he's also not too far off this block damage mission, 2,970 hit points of damage blocked. But however, he still doesn't have too many hit points left, only 458. Picks up his second kill, brings the damage up to over 5,000 hit points now, blocked nearly 3. So he's only 1,000 hit points or 1,030 hit points off this block damage mission. I don't want to harp on about that because this game is really all about Napalmer carrying the shit out of it. You can see a T30 getting a little bit brave, coming around here thinking, rightio, I'm going to try and get a big old T30 round into the back of the T110E3, and that would have been the right thing to do for this T30, but of course he's missed his opportunity and he's copped 768 hit points of damage from Napalmer in the T110E3, brings his damage count up to nearly 6,000, and the Object 257 does exactly the right thing and finishes off the Tier 9 American turreted tank destroyer. That brings the score up 9-10. Another 741 damage into the side of the E50M. The E50M being very kind to Napalmer, offering his side to the American tank destroyer. Only 167 hit points left, and Napalmer will think, no worries, I've got this. That'll be kill number 3. Thank you very much. Now, of course, the score is even. 6,775 damage done. 2,970 damage blocked. It's only 1,000 damage off the block mission, but I think he'll be more concerned about winning this one. Looking for the kill shot on the Emil 2. The Oho side scrapes out at exactly the right time for the Emil 2. Actually, that wouldn't have been a kill shot, would have? He's on 900, but still, he'll take the damage, 7,500, and this will be kill number 4. Gets rid of the Oho. Kranvagen behind him is a little bit concerning. Emil at the front, Kranvagen behind. The Kranvagen just fired. The Emil on nearly 900 hit points. That looks like that's what Napalmer's going to be going for, and he puts a big round into the side of the auto-loading Tier 9 Swedish heavy tank. Brings his damage count up to 8,000. Still got 458 hit points up his sleeve. Still got nearly 3,000 damage blocked. And look at this, looking for gaps between the turret and the hull of the, it looks like an E75, is it? Maybe. I reckon it might be. Looking for that gap. It's a pretty small gap though. I don't know if that's going to work. 8,020 damage done. The Object 257 gets rid of the Kranvagen, and now it's 3 versus 2. For the first time in a long time in this game, Napalmer and his team are up by a tank, and that is a little bit unusual in this game. They were down by about 3 or 4 tanks within the first couple of minutes. Lets his teammate know that he's only got 1 gold shell remaining. Changes to AP rounds. He's got 5 armor piercing rounds, 4 high explosive rounds. His repair kit is on the cooldown, but I reckon by the time he finds one of these TDs, it should be just about ready to rock and roll. The Stridsvagen S1 Tier 8 Premium Swedish tank destroyer. We don't know how many hit points he's on, but he's got 2 kills. He's not having a bad game at all for a Tier 8 TD in a Tier 10 battle. A Jagdpanzer also with 2 kills, and again, we don't know what kind of health they are on. 8,020 damage done for Napalmer, 2,970 hit points of block damage, somehow no assisted damage. Maybe because it's him and the 257 have pretty much held that corner pretty much all alone. And let's see if we can find these other guys. 13-12's the score on Paris. Napalmer from Pyro Clan. Check him out on Twitch. Link down below. T110E3. 8,020 damage done. 2,970 hit points of block damage turned. Is that the Strits? That is the Strits. He gets him for 414 hit points. The Strits, he misses. Oh my god, he misses the Strits. What is going on? Didn't quite aim it long enough. Bounces 400 hit points. There's the block damage mission. Here it comes. 3,360 damage blocked. Aims this time. Deletes the Stridsvagen S1 Premium Swedish tank destroyer, confirms the top gun, gets the damage up to 8,605, 3,360 hit points of block damage, looking for that Jagdpanzer E100. We have not seen that Jagdpanzer E100 for some time. The FV207 looks like he's coming down towards the south. The Object 257 on 94 hit points. The FV, it doesn't really matter how many hit points the FV's got when there's Jagdpanzer E100 on the table. Napalmer down to 44 hit points. It looks like the 257 might be going for the cap, and that's not a bad plan if you ask me. 257 sits on the cap. That forces the Jagdpanzer, who was last spotted up here at B3, to either come back around this way, or maybe even this way. depending on where he is. It's been a long time since that Jag's been lit. He might still be there. He might be up here trying to flush out the FV207. Who knows? No Palmer showing off in the chat saying, it's below average for me, 8,605. That's how he rolls. That's okay. He's got Coca-Cola loaded, which a lot of the blurples and the purples, they like loading the Coca-Cola as a premium consumable because that helps out with the rate of fire, more importantly, but also the aim time and a little bit for the speed for getting around because it's not the quickest vehicle in the world, the T110E3. No turret. And you need every bit of mobility you can get, if I suppose. One mark of excellence on his gun barrel tells me that he knows what he's doing, but of course the Jagdpanzer E100, looking at these two tanks, the Jag, if the Jag's any good, he could probably ram kill one of them and or ram kill both of them, and then maybe even shoot the artillery. Looks like the artillery is going to sit on the cap, which is probably the right thing to do. The artillery does not know where to aim. This Jag has not been spotted for a long time. So the FV is setting the trap. That's what Alepid's saying in the chat. Herpington McDerpington. Wondering if that's his real name. There's the Jag down there in the south. And that's probably not the best thing Napalmer could have hoped for. The Jag is on nearly full health. 2,074 hit points out of his original 2,200. I'm just going to quicken this one up. Napalmer, I'm not sure why he's looking down that way. There's only one enemy tank remaining. And Napalmer does get spotted. He angles, puts the building between him and the Jag. The Jag kills the Object 257. So Napalmer knows he's probably got another 10 seconds before that Jag reloads. It's probably got a similar reload time to the T110E3. And of course the Jag coming directly for Napalmer. Napalmer puts a round into it, but it doesn't penetrate it. Stay quiet, artillery, says the Type 4 Heavy in the chat. That artillery, 30 seconds before he can cap. What is Napalmer going to do? 8,605 hit points of damage, 3,360 damage blocked. This time he's got a premium shell and 584 hit points. No, that wasn't. That was HG. HG for 500. And of course, HG for 500 takes him down to 1490. He's going to have to shoot him 2 more times. There's one of them. Takes his damage up to 9,982. He still hasn't got that magical 10,000 damage mark. And why don't use HE? That's what the bat chat said. Well, I think that first one was. He's got one premium standard shell remaining, and bang, there you go. 15 to 14 on Paris. Breaks the 10,000 damage barrier. 4,410 damage blocked in the end. From what we've seen, let's have a look at the result and see if he got all those components of that mission for the Italian, the prosciutto, ready before we get on to the next replay. Ace Tanker Mastery Badge, no surprise there. Hand of God, Bruiser Medal, Duelist, Fire for Effect, Shellproof, Spartan, Steel Wall, High Caliber, Top Gun. Thank you very much. 7 kills, my highest damage game ever. And he's got his link there, Twitch TV/the Napalmer. 10,679 hit points of damage, 7 kills, 1,477 base experience, 23 shots fired, 22 hit, nothing wrong with that accuracy, 18 penetrated, 10,679 damage, 4,410 damage blocked. So that's the mission for the block damage for the Italian tanks. And of course, when he was doing that mission, it was it was also to get high calibers was another mission he could have done. So whichever one he was going for, 6 of one, half a dozen of the other, he certainly got that one. Did he make credits? No, he didn't. 26,222 credits down the tubes because I think he used all of his premium ammunition as well as that Coca-Cola. But an absolute massive game. 10,000. What was it? 10,679 hit points of damage, plus over 4,000 damage blocked for the mission for the Progetto M34 Mod 46. That's a premium Italian auto reloading medium tank. Try saying that a few times. Gee whiz, I don't find it easy. Anyway, let's move on to game number 2 in this extravaganza featuring some tier 10 tank destroyers. This is my old mate Bolognese from Yeti Clan. Now Bolognese, he's on Twitch as well. The link will be down below in the description. He knows what he's doing. Don't worry about that one. And this is the tank destroyer everybody's talking about. Anybody who plays tier 10 Clan Wars will be seeing plenty of these in game. The Object 268 version 4 replaced the 263, was it? The boxy tank destroyer at tier 10. I'm still on the tier 9 version of this tank, but the Object 268 version 4 is, you see a lot of them in tier 10 Clan Wars and in tier 10 in general, and there's a good reason for it. Unfortunately, Bolognese misses that one on the Batchat 12T. This is a tier 10 game, 3 tier 10 tanks. On each team, the Type 5 Heavy, Jagdpanzer E100, and the American artillery on the enemy team. And Bolognese has got the French artillery himself, and the Object 268 version 4, and the T57 Heavy. Now, I've been playing a few tier 10s of late, and I'll tell you what, on the Aussie server, if you want to be top tier every game, play tier 10s and you often see. I reckon I played 20 tier 10 battles the other night when I was streaming, and I reckon 2 of them were all tier 10s. The rest were like this, some kind of magical matchmaker that night. Anyway, Bolognese has already put 2 rounds into the Jagdpanzer E100, 1254 damage already. You can see he's got heat rounds loaded, which is a premium round for this tank, 152mm. There you go, another one into the Jag. That Jag has just had his day ruined. 650 alpha damage, 360 penetration. That's not too bad at all. Standard is 293. That's with AP, and of course there's an HE option as well. Now Bolognese, there you go, 1787 hit points. AMARAX, the Object 705, his day absolutely ruined. He's gone back to the garage straight away. Not bad at all. 3,715 hit points straight away. Puts another one into the side of the turret of the T34. Now, is he trying to 3-mark it? I reckon he might be. You can see there he's got 2 marks of excellence on the gun barrel. He'll certainly be looking for a third. And look, by the time this video's gone out, he's probably already got it. He's no dummy. He knows what he's doing. And look at that, Object 252U. That's the defender. He didn't even aim it. Well, he aimed it, but he didn't even look for a weak spot. Straight through the turret of that premium, heavily armoured Russian Tier 8, the defender. The Type 5 Heavy will be a nice target for him. Another 682 hit points. Brings his damage up to 5,643. Ron Cliff, the score's 2-1. Bolognese has got one of the kills, and artillery looks like he's looking at the defender. Another one into the top of the turret of the Type 5 Heavy. Is that the cupola or the commander's hatch? It's a funny one, the Type 5 Heavy. And of course that Type 5 Heavy will be feeling a little bit iffy. Is that the word we're looking for? The Type 5 Heavy just getting farmed by Bolognese. 6,255 hit points of damage, 496 assisted damage as well. The score's 3-2 though, so he's still going to keep going. He's got heat rounds. He's running those heat rounds, which is how he rolls when he's trying to 3-mark tanks. And I reckon he'll be 3-marking this one pretty quick, if not already. He might have already 3-marked it before he sent me the replay. Who knows? Or before I recorded it, I should say. 3-2, there goes the Type 5 again. Bolognese does cop 575 hit points of damage from the Type 5 Heavy, firing the gold high explosive rounds, and of course the Object 268 version 4. That's why a lot of people are talking about this tank, because not only is the gun's pretty handy. Bolognese has just picked up 7,655. Make that 7861 with 2 kills. But if you look at the front of the tank, this is all pretty challenging to penetrate, especially if you're not a tier 10. Now, of course, there's no tier 10 tanks left in this on the enemy team in this game. Only the artillery, the T92, and everybody's got different opinions on artillery, and the artillery, in my opinion, should be focusing the Object 268 version 4, no matter what, no matter who's driving it, because it just performs so well, and that is sort of, is it proven or isn't it proven? But it keeps going. When you look at Clan Wars, how many 268 version 4s are in Clan Wars battles at tier 10? There's millions of the bloody things, which, look, I'm sure they're fun to play, but that tells me a lot about whether it's overpowered or not. However, Bolognese's team is they're not really doing him any favours. They're down to 8-7. They were up by a couple of tanks not too long ago. Bolognese on 2 kills, 7,861 hit points of damage. The score's 8-7, and Bolognese just kicking back in the middle of Cliff. And this is where you want to be in this map. I think you can often shoot like where the Object 252 is, the TDs if they're spotted, or even enemy tanks that might be back here. Or every now and then you might even spot one back at the base. Quick pause for a sneeze as Bolognese picks up the kill on the Object 252U, which is one of the versions of the Defender. Here comes the other Defender. Bolognese looking for the outline. Where is he? Looks like he's behind that building. Is he going to go all the way? I thought thought that might have went through a fence or something like that, and damaged the premium Russian Tier 8 heavy tank. But alas, no. 10-7's the score now. 8,178 hit points of damage. Bolognese sees the Stritzwagen 103-0, and the Conqueror confirms that kill. 11-7. 3 kills to Bolognese from Yeti Clan. 8,866 hit points of damage. 675 assisted damage. Is looking towards, is it the Waffle? The Waffenträger Alf Panzer IV, the Tier 9 turreted German tank destroyer, the one that used to lead to the Waffenträger Alf E100, the F tank. That's what it used to be known as. There's a 257 down there, and I think Bolognese should probably just roll into him. I mean, this thing is made of penetranium. The 257 doesn't have the best gun in the world, even at Tier 9, and I think that's what he's just sort of worked out. Probably concerned that the Waffle might get side shots into him, so that's why he's still aiming his gun towards where the Waffle was. There he is. Doesn't penetrate, and that's the... If you had a standard round in, that would have went through, and maybe it might have... Well, it would have been even more damage, wouldn't it? 8,866 hit points of damage. Here's the 257. Bolognese says, hold my beer, I've got this. Puts a round into the 257. Unstuns his crew with a quick tap of the 4 key. Conqueror going for the Seagull kill, but Bolognese can see that he's done nearly 10,000. Puts another round into the 257, cracks the 10,307 mark, and that is not a bad amount of damage at all. 10,307 hit points, 1,557 assisted, one round blocked. It's a little bit unusual. 440 block damage in this tank. Normally you would block a lot more, and I think that's what we're going to see in the other replays, because the next 2 replays also feature the Object 268 version 4. And yes, your eyes do not deceive you. Don't go out and look for a new prescription for your glasses, ladies and gentlemen. That is a first class mastery badge. He was shooting Tier 8s. That could have something to do with it. Or some of them, not all of them were Tier 8s. He certainly took a lot of health out of that Jagdpanzer E100, but first class, not an ace. Spotter medal, demolition expert for blowing the head off that. Was it the 705? I think it might have been. 5 for effect, high caliber. Top the score charts with 10,307 damage. 1323 base experience. Now, normally that would be enough for an ace tanker, but I guess so many people are running around in this tank, and it's... Of course, an ace tanker goes by how everybody else goes in the tank, not just you. 20 shots fired, 17 hit, 15 did damage, 10,307 hit points of damage. That's amazing. That's the highest damage I reckon it's probably the highest damage in the world for a first class, and not for an ace. That's just amazing. Cost him 92,000 credits though. Wow, that's because he was firing heat rounds all day long, as well as the 20,000, as well as consumables. So it would have been 20,000 for the food, 20,000 for the first aid kit, and 20,000 for the repair kit. But that's okay, because he's grinding through those marks of excellence on the Object 268 version 4. Of course, the Object 268 version 4 is probably known as the most overpowered tank in the game at the moment, I suppose. Well, what do you think? Is that what you think? Let's have a look at another replay featuring my old mate Lone Dog from FS Clan, the Flying Squirrels. They're not stuffing around on the map. They're out there smashing it at Tier 8. But every now and then their players get out on a Tier 10, and you get a match up like this. This is another game similar to Bolognese's, where there's just 3 Tier 10 tanks on each team. Lone Dog from FS is in encounter mode. Of course, in encounter mode, you need to either capture that white base or kill all of the enemy tanks. And putting 615 into the RU-251 will go a good way into trying to take some health out of those enemy vehicles. Sees the ELC even 90 and thinks, hang on, this looks like this could be an easy one. If you can hit the bloody thing. Of course, the ELC even 90 is the size of a matchbox, and of course Lone Dog is not wasting his time. Realizes there's some more targets up here in the area where the fight traditionally happens on El Haluf. Object 430U, the Conqueror, and is it the AMX M449? I think it is. There's a WZ132 playing around with the T49 there, but there's plenty of other tanks aiming towards that light tank. So Lone Dog showing good map awareness, looking back to where the fight is happening, and he's kicking back on this ridge line. The Emil in the Emil in a bit of trouble there. And there he goes. Gets taken out by the premium French Tier 8 heavy tank, the AMX M449. 2 walls to score. The T49's capping. The WZ132 is keeping him honest, though. You can see that on the mini-map. Lone Dog says, well, don't worry, Emil. You haven't died in vain. I'll use your dead body for a little bit of cover, which is, look, if you're going to die somewhere useful. There you go. 624 damage into the Object 430U. Now, that's the Tier 10. That's a new Tier 10. New version of the Tier 10 Object 430. A few changes made in that line. Of course, some more changes to Russian tanks coming soon. Puts a second round into the Object 430U. Brings his damage up to nearly 2,000 hit points. 880 damage blocked. And that's what I mean. He's using the dead Emil to hide his lower plate. The lower plate isn't that squishy, but he's just going to sit back here. There's no artillery to worry about. He knows that E4 is pretty much... Looks like the E4 might be stuck in there. Not stuck, but that E4 knows if he pops over the top, he'll get shot by quite a few tanks. So Lone Dog says, no worries, I'll just continue to sit here, farm damage, get rid of one of the top tier Russian medium tanks, and kick back here and wait for who's next. 3,036 damage done. The low goes down to join the E4 in that little that little dip, I guess you would call it. And the low not even looking at Lone Dog. Lone Dog thinking, oh, do I risk a shot from the Conqueror? Maybe you should try and get rid of the Conqueror first. 4 rolls to score. That Malbrecker is capping. I cannot see him staying there for too long. Takes 571 damage out of the Conqueror. He's obviously heard my advice. Get rid of that Conqueror first, and then he can get in there and brawl with that E4 and the low. Oh no, it looks like the E4 might be coming his way. The E4 can see that the Object 268 version 4 is just farming that Conqueror, and with that dead tank there, Lone Dog could bounce the E4 with style. The Conqueror looks like he's tracked there. Cops a shot from the low, and hang on, we can't have that. Put around into the side of the low just to let him know that I'm the boss. 4,890 damage, 2,430 damage blocked, 0 assisted damage. 4 is the score. The M46 pattern and the Malbrecker looks like they're both in the cap circle, but the fight is up here. Lone Dog picking these guys, saying, "Hey guys, don't let me down here. Don't leave me. Don't get out of this. We're gonna win this fight." That's why he's picking the map for. 4-5, 5-5 the score now as that WZ132 gets killed. 6-5 as Lone Dog kills the Conqueror. And now we'll be looking at the low. You'd dearly love to get some damage into the Tier 10. That's what he's looking at. The E4 top of the turret should not have too much trouble at all penetrating that. Takes him down to 627 hit points. The low is also a one shot. The AMX M449 getting some cheeky shots towards the Object 140, but you'd think the 140 would have the AMX M449 under control, and I think Lone Dog needs to get in there and at least kill one of these tanks, either the low, but preferably the E4. But I think he's going to try and bait the low out. The Object 140 can kill the low, and no, he's not. Is he going to? What's he going to do? What was that? That was a pretty tank move. Turning around to get the angle on the E4. Gets rid of another Tier 10 tank. That's the key. That's the key to winning this one. And this bit here is where he tries to give himself a bit of cover. I'm just speeding this up because I have seen this before. Gives himself a little bit of cover. Looks towards the T95. Doesn't quite get a shot on it, but he's got that E4 stuck in that little gap. He was trying to. You can see he's trying to use that as a bit of cover. It's not going to work though. Pulling back, the Object 140 says, "Come with me, man. Hold my beer. We've got this." There's still lots of tanks up here though. The Charioteer gets taken out by the FV. Lone Dog picks up his 4th kill. Gets rid of the premium French Tier 8 heavy tank, the AMX M449, and now looking firmly at the STI, who's still on full health. This one will be interesting. The STI doesn't fail to penetrate. Lone Dog does fail to penetrate. Needs to keep his front, aiming towards that Tier 9 Russian tank. Gonna go for a bit of a ram. Some ram damage of 120 bounces the STI for 440 damage blocked. Will this go through? Yes, it does. Takes him down to 525. The Object 140 puts one in the back of him. And looks like Lone Dog going for the ram. The Object 140 Wolf Hero Tank. That's an interesting in-game name. Confirms that kill. Lone Dog from the Flying Squirrels on 4 hit points. 4 hit points. 4 kills. The T95 is down to 1,077. 788 hit points now. 8,480 hit points of damage to Lone Dog. Looking for, he'd love to get one into the top of it. He does. Brings his damage up to nearly 9,000 hit points. There's 3 enemy tanks remaining. The Stritz 103B. Last spotted down near base in the southern base. The Scorpion G, there he is. He's only got heat rounds remaining, Lone Dog, from Flying Squirrels. He's on a top gun as well. 5 kills, 8,972 damage, 3,000 damage blocked. Maybe he's doing this mission for the Italian tank as well. Who knows if he's going for the block damage mission. Let's see how he goes. Going to go straight for the Scorpion G. Of course, he's still got 1,323 hit points up his sleeve, so he can afford to take 1 or 2 rounds. Chooses not to shoot the Stritz. Can't fix his tracks yet. He is auto-aimed on the Scorp. And what's this Object 140 doing? Is he trying to be a prick? There you go. Ammo racks for 1,044 hit points into the Scorpion G. Brings his damage up to 10,016. And he's like, OMG. Oh my God. He's up there. And of course, the last enemy tank is the T-55A, who was last spotted up in the northeast, and there he is. But I think Lone Dog, after confirming that top gun and getting his 10,000 damage, he would just be like, wow, that is just phenomenal. The Death Star gets rid of the T-55A. You don't need to cap, not when the score looks like that. And Lone Dog, Unlike Bolognese, picked up an ace tanker in there. Probably for the kills, I guess. That's probably why he picked up the ace in that replay. Ace tanker mastery badge. Bruiser, demolition expert for blowing the head off the Scorpion. Duelist, fire for effect, shellproof. High caliber, top gun. Thank you very much. 1,390 base experience. So not much more base experience than Bolognese got. 10,016. 6 kills though. And of course, that was an ace tanker mastery badge. In the Object 268 version 4, 17 shots fired. They all hit, and 16 penetrated. So only one failed to penetrate. And what was that? The STI towards the end. 3,660 damage blocked. A little bit of assisted damage. Even made some credits, 17,500 credits. That's with the standard account. Premium account would have been over 52,000 credits in that 8.5 minute game, because I don't think he fired any premium rounds, or only fired premium rounds when he had no standard ammunition left. Not a bad result at all from my old mate. From my old mate Lone Dog from the Flying Squirrels. As we move on to our 4th and final replay, featuring some Tier 10 tank destroyers. So we had Napalmer from Pyroclan. Check him out on Twitch. Link down below. That's in the T110E3 on Paris. Bolognese on Cliff in the Object 268 version 4. Only managing a first class with 10,000 hit points of damage. I don't know how that one happened. And Lone Dog doing a little bit less damage, but a few more kills and picking up the top gun, acing it on Al Haloof. And with our 4th and final replay, we have Rantic from Calm Clan. Rantic's been around for a while. He knows what he's doing. The Object 268 version 4, I'm sure he absolutely loves this tank. This time we're on Abbey, and it's an all Tier 10 game. This is our first. Is our first all Tier 10 game, or was Napalmer's an all Tier 10 game? I'm just, as he's getting into position, I'm just looking that one up. No, Napalmer's was not an all. This is our first all Tier 10 game in today's video. Now don't blink, because this one will be reasonably fast and furious. It's an all Tier 10 game. Rantic from Calm Clan in the Object 268 version 4. He's got the standard rounds loaded, 152mm, 650 alpha, 293 penetration, 360 with heat rounds, which is premium. We've been through that before. Looking towards the IS-7, tracks him and damages him for 547 hit points, and he's just staying there. Look, there's no artillery to worry about, so I'm not really sure why he was worrying about reversing out of that one. There's a 705. That's another tank that I'm really looking forward to getting. Puts another shot into the side of the IS-7, sets him on fire for an extra 127 hit points. Looks like he had an automatic fire extinguisher there. 1,207 hit points of damage for Rantic from Calm Clan. 1 zip is the score. He's rolling towards these tanks. The Object 268 version 4 on the enemy team. You can see how ballsy this guy is. He's got straight into the face of all of Rantic's team. He's probably shit himself when he's seen how many tanks there are. Object 705, the IS-7, the Conqueror, the Super Conqueror, the Mouse, the 5A. Of course, it is an all tier 10 game, so all of his opponents are going to be tier 10s as Rantic gets rid of the dangerous IS-7. Of course, the IS-7, a very popular tank in Clan Wars. At the moment, though, probably less popular than the Object 268 version 4 in tier 10 Clan Wars at the moment. 3-zip is the score on Abbey. Rantic still on close enough to full health. Puts a shell into the enemy IS-7. 3 IS-7s on the enemy team. 2 Mouses. 3 IS-7s. A Mouse and an E100 on Rantic's team. Interesting. Maybe everybody's going for this block damage mission. They seem to be... Everything seems to have armour, doesn't it? And that's why he switched to the heat rounds. As we look at... this is just an almighty shit fight over here on the western flank. Look at all those tanks. Rantic desperately wants to get his gun back into the game. He's already done 2,000 damage and blocked 980. His first aid kit is... His repair kit, I should say, is on the cooldown. So he doesn't want to get tracked out in the open. And just biding his time. The IS-7s, though, 1 on 300 hit points, 1 on 700. There goes 2 tanks in quick succession, and all of a sudden that lead is just gone as Rantic throws around into the lower plate of the Mouse, takes him down to 1,298, brings his damage up to 2,810. He blocks a bit more, 1,470. I'm not sure if he's doing this block mission or the high caliber missions or the high base experience missions. For the Italian prosciutto missions, I think that's how you say it. 3 all. There he goes. This will be it. This will go through. No, don't shoot your friend. Does go through. Well, that was a bit of a 50-50, that one. It was a heat round, though, so of course it's going to go through. That Mouse down to 350 hit points. Lots of tanks here. That E100 is not moving. He's going to sit there all day. Object 268 version 4 on the enemy team. Just gone straight up there and ploughing through the friendly team. 4-5 the score now. The FE215B is Rantic's next victim, taking him for 710 hit points. 1,600 hit points up his sleeve. And looking at the back of the Type 5, it says, would have liked some more damage. Tracks him though, picks up a little bit of assisted damage, 725 hit points. And just angling his tank, making it as hard as possible for the 705A to penetrate him. Looks at the side of the turret with the Type 5 Heavy, takes him for another 625 hit points. The 113 kills the 705A, Type 5 Heavy down to 400 hit points. What's left here? Can he do it? Yes, he can. Bang! 8-5 the score now. Gets rid of the Type 5 Heavy. They're up by 3 tanks. He's still got 1,600 hit points up his sleeve. 5,234 damage done. 2,120 block damage. 725 assisted. Only up by 2 now, though. Stat E100 still not moving there. He's just sitting there hoping that this Object 2684 makes a mistake, I guess. Who knows? He just wants to hold that ridge. Here comes Rantic from Calm Clan. Finds another IS-7. They're everywhere. World of IS-7s. There you go. Premium heat round straight through the upper plate. Badger and the E100 holding off the Object 2684. And looks like Rantic and his teammates doing quite well over here. The IS-7 and the Mouse both go down to the FV4005 and the one of the 705As. This IS-7 only on 28 hit points, and Rantic saying, I want this one, I want this one. Goes for the ram kill, doesn't quite get it. Shoots him instead, waits for the gun to reload. 3 enemy tanks remaining, the Jag, the Object 705A and the Object 268 version 4. 268 version 4 is last seen up there, but he could be anywhere now. It's been a long time since he's been spotted. The 705A has not been spotted this entire game, which tells me he may be camping back here with the Jag, or he may simply be AFK. Jag Panzer on 2 kills was last spotted back here at the base, and Rantic saying, "You beauty." He's on full health. I'll have some of that. I'll have some of those hit points. Thank you very much. He is facing Rantic's way though, but we know he has just fired. There's the 705A over there on the other side. Looks like he was camping the southeast corner. The Jag Pads are down to 1711 hit points. Rantic saying, I'm going to get up here, get in his face. Looks like the Jag may have just fired. 705A may be coming back. The E100 finally is going to start moving down that 8 line. And oh, this is going to be a tricky one. Yeah, we'll take it though. It definitely worked. Han Yolo. That's his name. Han Yolo. Good on him. He's got a sense of humour about himself anyway. 3 kills to Rantic, 6,625 damage. Looking to farm a bit more damage on the Jag. Misses. He's on. That would have been his 4th kill. 534 hit points remaining. He's waiting for that gun to reload. The Jag clearly looking Rantic's way. 477. 8G loses his loader. Is he going to bother to fix his loader? Who knows? He's going to kill the Jag in any case. Might as well keep the 10,000 credits or the 20,000 credits, whatever they cost, up your sleeve, because it looks like a premium first aid kit. And there's only one tank remaining. That's the object. 705A King Kong. Another inventive in-game. Now, he does fix his loader in the end. And looks like he's just going to YOLO this bad boy. Try and get some more damage. 7,159. Might as well just go for it, man. You've got him on hit points. You've got him on manoeuvrability. It's only if he gets behind you. But then again, will your teammates help if he does get behind you? Puts one round into the 705A. King Kong brings his damage up to 7808. Now, of course, the friendly 705A gets awfully brave, goes for the ram kill and gets it. Not a bad one. Not a bad one at all. And it must be so, I forgot to mention that one of those IS-7s was a clanmate of Rantic from Calm Clan, and he did mention killing the clanmate for lols. It's always good to, when you see a clanmate in battle, you wanna show him who's best, don't you? But I felt sorry for all those people going up against the 268 version 4. Ace Tanker Mastery Badge, Bruiser, Duelist, Fighter, Fire for Effect, Shellproof, High Caliber. Thank you very much. Top the score charts with 7,804 damage, 4 kills, 1445 base experience. That's the highest base experience out of those 268 version 4 replays. 18 shots fired, 17 hit, 14 did damage. That's the highest experience because it was an all tier 10 game. And as well as that, plenty of block damage, 2,600 and 1,400 assisted damage. So when you add them all up, it is well over, it's probably closer to 12,000 combined. 2,691 credits. That's after tax with a premium account. He did have to fire some premium, and of course he used those. He used the consumables, but it looks like he hasn't been charged for them, because he probably does what I do and buys them when they're on sale at half price. But once again, massive thanks for the replays, lads. Don't forget to check out Bolognese and Napalmer on Twitch. Links will be down below. Thanks for watching, everyone. Take care, and see you all next time.